Can everyone hear me okay? I hope everyone can hear me okay. That's always like the question of the day is, are you going to be able to hear me? What up? What is up? Tevin Whaler. Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. How's everyone doing? Hello. Hello. You're making an anime intro to that song in your head. Yeah, no. So we did get an improvement to the stream thanks to everyone who supports. We got a teleprompter. So now I can look directly at all of your text that you were saying as opposed to occasionally looking off into random directions. You might have also noticed that the lights kind of flickered there. I'm still trying to find that out, but we got a key light, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. K Wright 122. Welcome to the chat. PvP and Danu running like a chicken, mining as much pure iron as you can. That is quite a fun thing to do, is it not? Yeah, we've had our fair share of pure iron encounters of a pure iron kind. Hopefully you're lucky and have not had to encounter too many people. That's never fun. You never like to hear it when someone's out there trying to get that pure iron and they just get bullied. It's never fun. Never, ever fun. It's been a while since the last time that we actually had an opportunity to stream. We're going to be doing this now starting today, Monday, and we're going to be doing these streams, the professional stream, every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find us right here on your favorite streaming platform if you're already here. If you're watching this pre-recorded, well, you're actually already here too, because we stream on both Twitch and YouTube. But for today, we have some exciting stuff planned out, and it's mostly going to be building today, though. We will go off and do a lot of PvP and exploration on these streams as well. But there is currently a project that I am actively working on. And if you are at all a fan of our YouTube channel, we recently pushed out a video about a meeting. It was one of the largest meetings that I think has happened in PAX Day so far. It was instanced because there were so many players that showed up. It was with the Monastic Order, and many of you might have heard of them before this. They actually sponsored our 2,000 subscriber special pizza giveaway, and it was really great to be invited. And in this video, we kind of detailed the entirety of the event. It was a huge RP event. Like I said, I feel like 100 plus players were there, and it was incredible. Now, as a part of actually going and doing that event, we volunteered ourselves to build a cathedral and host the next event that is going to be happening as early as 5 days from now. And we have a lot of work that we still have to get done. So today on the stream, we're going to be doing that. But first, I was going to go through all of everything that we have done in the city so far. I feel like it's been about a month since the last time that we actually streamed. Far too few and in between. And that's why we're here. That's why we're going to bring you all along for the journey. Now, let's see if I can switch us over here to this. Better. Now, let's do a quick little tour of the city. We'll do a flyby. We're at some point we're gonna do a video showing off everything that we've done so far in the city. I'm really proud of what everyone in the Golden Company has done. It is incredible. Now, we will start from where all things do indeed start, on the Eastern Bridge right here. And if for any reason the music or anything like that is too loud, please just speak up in chat and let me know, and I will correct it. But here we are. This is actually not even going to do it justice. We're going to go all the way over here. Now, one thing, if you are at all acquainted with the channel, that I really like is what approaches look like and what people see and feel when they are approaching a city. So one of those particular approaches is right over here. Michael, hello, welcome to YouTube chat. This is Danu RP. Now, right here is the approach. So when a player is walking in, they are going to see this nuttiness. They're going to say, man, I wonder what's going on over there. Because there's a lot going on over there, and I want to see what that is. So then they'll, walk down here. Maybe they're kind of like barbarians, right? And they're going to walk over here. Now, this is some buildings that we have of the Golden Citizens, people who are just choosing to join and latch on to what we're doing, and they're loosely organized, kind of like solo players. And then we have the Merchant Company, which is a clan that has formed and is nearby. They like to facilitate trade. Pretty suiting to kind of shack up kind of near the Golden City, which Loidian, that's the name of the city, the Golden City. But we haven't named it anything official past that, just the Golden City. Maybe at some point we'll come up with, we'll pick kind of a name from history, like the various cities of gold, but not yet. We have not picked it yet. All right, so now here's the next approach. So you're a player walking up, and you're just like, man, what is this? And of course, this is the song that plays in the background. Awesome. And you really are gonna just first be greeted by what is now our welcome center. And our welcome center has a bunch of amazing things inside of it. Some chests of various free goodies for players looking to just get a start off. There's been times where we've left steel gear in there, just because we don't need it. JC, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate you being subbed for the last 5 months, my friend. Dismiss, like Eldorado, exactly like Eldorado. So then players walk up and they see this awesome little entryway here. They go check it out. They get some nice gear, some nice stuff like that. And then we're anticipating something very important coming before the end of this wipe. Otherwise, it just looks cool, rule of cool. But that is mounts, specifically horses. And as a result, we've done some creative stuff. And I'll show you on the left-hand side here first. Now, this is our stalls. These are 4 horses, and the assumption here is when players are traveling from far off distances, they'll be able to kind of come here and shore up some of their horses. There is a nice little stall right here for them. And you can see, now here's something that I'm just really proud of. And it's the attention to detail that some of the members of the Golden Company have at times when they're building. This looks like hay, does it not? This looks like hay. And the reason why it looks like hay is it's completely intentional. It also kind of looks like roofs. And that is because we have created roof hay bales. A very creative way of putting these things together, but I really like how it's turned out. and it's just a really creative use of material and texture that we have available to us, even though there's no such thing as hay bales. There's not even horses in game yet, but definitely kind of something anticipating all of that. And I just really like how this looks and feels as a whole. And we'll check out the back there, but before we do, let's go take a look at this other area right here. Now, this also has to do with horses. Now, I'll give you one good guess as to why. Well, here's a nice little horse statue here, but this is the Golden Company's horse steeple, and you can see that we can store a lot of horses here. I don't know how many I don't know how difficult it's going to be to have horses, or how many horses you're going to be able to have, but nevertheless, we have quite the number available here. And then we have a very large area for them to go out to pasture. Now, this pasture area here actually has an interesting story about it. So we have done our best to work with everyone that's around the city, and specifically non-Golden Company players, help them kind of feel at home. If maybe they don't want to be a part of the craziness that's going on with the rest of the city, we've even helped them kind of build up or relocate so that they're not inconvenienced by everything that we're building. However, there are still cases, and specifically only this one really, where there's a player who hasn't logged in for probably close to 2 months. Within the second day of playing, they haven't logged in, but they also haven't returned the game at all. And the area that they're in is completely different from where they probably logged off on. None of this had been built at all at that point in time, but they still have a plot down and they weren't cleared out previously. So we were thinking like, oh, what can we do to make this kind of area more acceptable for the space? And that's when someone had the great idea to turn it into a paddock for the horses. So that's what we did. And this is kind of like just circling around. Now, obviously, if this player comes back, we'll talk to him, and we'll take the paddock away and they can build whatever they want to build. And that's great. But yeah, that's kind of the story behind it. We tried to creatively use the blank space that we had in a way. So yeah, Antler, hello, welcome to chat. Greetings from Yggdrasil's branch. Hello, hopefully morning is doing great. It's been a while since I've stopped over to her stream. And hopefully the bridges are going along well. Last time I saw, you guys had so many bridges done. It was incredible. Truly inspiring bridge work. Lee Bob, are you in Dolavan? I think that is y'all building on that island. Yes, this is the island. We are located right in the smack dab middle of Dolavan. We like to call this the Golden Isle, and it's not actually because we're on it, though sometimes we do name things after ourselves. It's actually because the island is wrought with these golden flowers, or golden poppies, whatever you want to call them. But they're a huge field of just golden poppies. So that's why it's actually called the Golden Isle. We just happen to, do some suggestions here. But yeah. Tevin, oh, that's why it's so big. I was wondering about that the other day. Yep. Lee Bob, yeah, it is. I live north of you guys across the water. Oh, nice. You should come by and stop and say hello at some point. Oh, they're moving. Oh, boy. Awesome. Well, hopefully they get moved in quickly so they can get back to playing some games and streaming. But now the bridges are up and the building continues. The building never ends. So moving on with our nice little tour of the Golden City. Let me ask, do you all want to see the north side of the Isle first, or the south side of the Isle first? You tell me. Because we have some stuff to show on both. My guess is that we should start on the north side of the island. It's a little bit more spread out. Pin wants south side, though. We want more? Okay. Okay. We'll clump it all together. I don't mind. West side. No. East side. No, okay. Okay, can someone say east side for me really quick, just so we get all of the cardinal directions? Well, we'll do south side first, since Pinduin was the first one to ask. All right, so let's start from the western bridge and go from there. Now, some would say the Golden City ends at the bridge, but it actually doesn't. We have a nice little tower here, kind of overlooking everything. We also have some nice towers over here too. This is actually some really nice work that's being done here. I'm thoroughly impressed, because this is all work that's being done on maybe like two or maybe only two different plots. It's impressive, very impressive. But here we have our tower. This is actually a concept work to see kind of some tower methodologies here. We also played with some steps. We learned some really important things there. But continuing down, you'll see north side is looking great from over here, but we're going to start on the south side. So south side is still very much so in active development. And right here, we have the bank. Yes, we do have a bank. And inside of said bank, there is, you ready for this? Let's let the light adjust here. There is a ginormous vault that just goes and goes and goes. Multiple levels. It feels like an archive. It's incredible. Then directly behind it, we also have the barracks. Now, the Golden Company is ever going to hold and have 100 members call it home. And let's be real. While we might have gold in the name, we're not made of money. So everyone has to kind of contribute plots in order to make this amazing city a reality. And the result of that is we all need still a place to live and place our private chests and all of that. And that's what this is. This is the barracks. It can hold 100 players. Maybe at some point we'll walk through and kind of give a tour of a couple of people's rooms. Now, off to the right, since we're already over here, we have this pretty cool tower overlook that is here. It's kind of a pre-entrance to our Hall of 100. Now, the Hall of 100 is in active development right now. Still working on all of the like roofing and all of that, but we actually just had a meeting of the Golden Company, and this is where we have our meetings. So everyone has a seat. No one is elevated above anyone else except to see. No special chairs here. And yeah, this hall is incredible. There's some secret areas underneath, which I will not give away at this point in time. Joachim Backlund, thank you for the sub. We're not made of money yet. Okay, yeah. I'll think bigger. I'm sorry. So here is our tower entranceway here, and there's still more stuff being crafted all along it. There's many things that are going to go and get integrated into this. One thing that we really focused on this time is we didn't want to make it look as much like a castle We wanted to make it look maybe a lot more welcoming. I don't know if we've hit that on the target just yet, but we're trying to make it look very open, not as much walls. The city itself is already really hard to navigate just because it's so big and you can get lost in it. So we didn't want to make it any harder. Now, right here, we kind of have another work in progress building. And this one is going to be pretty fun when we have some events here. One, really nice view. Two, it's an archery range. But that is not the pinnacle of this city. No, there's more. And here is our beloved cathedral. That's what we're actually going to be working on today. And we're going to have a video coming out very soon with some of the development of this, kind of explaining the process and leading everyone through all the different steps. And at the very beginning, we actually invited all of the different clans in all of Danu to come, and if they wanted to participate, they could lay down a stone for the stone setting. So we have many, many clans all represented here. That is because the Basilica of the First Redeemer, which is what this is being called, our cathedral, is built for everyone. It's not just built for us, and it's kind of a personification of the entire city as a whole. If the city was a person, that is, I guess. Ink Thief, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. And that is why we invited everyone to come. So I'm very excited for this build. You can see that we're doing something really unique with the roof here. And we're inspired by Gothic cathedrals. So that's where this huge arched ceiling is coming from. And it is a lot of wood. It has taken trees, forests, more than forests, in order to build all of this out. And then we're going to have a nice little tower right here on both sides. And then going across is going to be a massive, and I mean massive, what do we even call those? Like windows. Like if we had stained glass would go there. And it's going to be shining down. And if I did my math correctly, at certain points of time during the day, the altar is going to have that area shining down on it with the sun overhead. It's going to look really cool. Like really, really cool. All right, so then continuing on, kind of some of the things that we're going to be doing. This is going to be turning into an undercity down below where you see the ground. It's actually all going to be underground, and there's going to be a road that goes through here and connects over to like right about here. And that is going to be really, really fun to work on. And we're going to have a whole undercity, because every major city has to have an undercity, right? And that goes without saying that everything that you see here, every building that you see here for the most part is connected to a huge network of underground tunnels, caverns, and catacombs. The entire city on this side has walkways and cavernous areas that exist underneath it. I have not explored all of it. We have players that get lost in there, and it is insane. It is absolutely insane. Adian Rivers, hello. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. And thank you for the follow as well. JC, you've heard some rumors about what goes down in there. Well, in case anyone's wondering, JC is one of the longtime supporters of the channel, also a member of the Golden Company. And we have a story that's going on currently involving some of the deep, dark things that go on. Items seem to be missing from the city. I don't know why, but maybe some players will find out at some point in time. Now, continuing on, we do have what is going to go right here is actually, we're going to have, every church needs to have like a really good, like catacombs as well. So, Dapper Dak, hello. Thank you for the follow, sir. How are you doing? Dabblis, hello. Welcome. So we're going to put some nice little catacomby type tombs almost right there as well. And then a hospital going right next to it, because a hospital plus a cathedral makes sense. And the space in between is typically the unfortunate reality of what happens when it doesn't go so well at the hospital or it goes too well at the church. But nevertheless, Dapper Dak, thank you for the sub as well. I do appreciate it. With the prime sub. Now, right here, we do have our amphitheater. It has been utilized. Anyone who's wondering, I know some people are always wondering. They're like, Eltari, why the hell are you guys building all of this stuff? Nobody's ever going to use it. This just seems like a giant waste of space. Like, what are you doing? And here's the thing. We've used it multiple times. In fact, I have performed on this stage before. Hailing from Botanica. Yes, Botanica. I have not ventured out to all of you yet, and I do apologize. I keep on intending to, and I keep on getting sidetracked. I've done like 5 dungeon saves and body recoveries over the last 5 days. And I've also been kind of under the weather, so I do apologize for not going out there yet, Dapper Dak. But in case anyone's wondering, Dapper Dak also streams as well. You should totally go check him out on Twitch, twitch.tv/DapperDak. But yeah, so we've actually used this for a couple of events now. It's been really great. I think the total capacity is far above the total number of players that can exist currently in a single instance. So mainframe, get on it. We need more people to be able to fit in one instance. But no, it's been really great. We've used it a couple of times. Super happy with it. Also, maybe there's something underneath, who knows? And then continuing down here, let's take a look at this guy right here. Other than our sign, I mean, every city needs a sign that is impossible to read, and the Golden City is no different in the slightest. And that is why we have this giant signpost. There's actually signs scattered throughout the entire city. Now here is our Judicial Building. We're going to name it something cool and angsty at some point in time, but for right now, we just call it the Judicial Building. And we got our scales of justice equally balanced. But look, sometimes the scales of justice are imbalanced, and that is why we have this building in the first place. Now we're just going to go whoop right through here. And on the other side, we do have the area for trial. Now, everyone is truly tried in the eyes of the divine, and that is why we have the emblem of the Pax Day, and the individual being tried is at the center, because they are at the center of the divine's judgment, and only the divine is truly able to pass on her judgment on others. And that is why we have it. But just because it is a experience to have with the divine does not mean that other people don't want to view as well. And that is why we have a area for both the jury and spectators of the trials that may or may not happen. Fortunately, we haven't really had to use this building altogether too much yet, but we have had a couple of events there. And I would definitely imagine that this will be something that we do use in the future with some of the storylines that we are playing out in the city all of the time, going back to the caverns and what might lie underneath. Now, continuing on a little bit, we do host a lot of different dungeon runs. And, excuse me, still recovering from a cold here. Now we are, we do host multiple. In fact, we host twice a week now. Anyone who wishes to join can come and join. If you're in Donu, you can come here. We've kitted people out just for the purpose of it. And with that, we have come in at the very front of kind of the road area. You can come up and come to our armory. Now, every armory is best when you have all of the areas to repair all of your potential broken items. And then the Golden Company as a whole has a entire area to kind of gear people up, as well as get their potions ready to go. And we have a staircase that does indeed go up here. And this leads to a nice little target practice. If you're trying to try out your bows, see how all of that works. My character's name is Eltari. And yes, so then over here is just kind of like a nice little viewing area, but that's our armory. Super happy about that one. And it's really well placed. It makes sense where it's at because we have the barracks located right here. I was at the Pillars meeting, and this is the location that's a work in progress for the next Pillars meeting. We're actually going to be working on that in a little bit. But yeah, that's the Basilica of the First Redeemer and Protanoia, and that is what we are going to be working on for the better half this week. It's going to be a pretty awesome structure. Most likely also the tallest freestanding tower in game so far. We unlocked some secret tech. Again, we just keep on unlocking more secret tech after more secret tech, and we'll actually talk about that in a video kind of covering the building. And yes, Eltari on Twitch is also equal to Eltari on YouTube. In fact, we are dual streaming right now on both Twitch and YouTube. So that's the thing. Now, over here, we do have an amazing beer garden. So just a nice place for people to kind of congregate and gather around in kind of a centrally located place on the area that is more suited. This kind of area, the whole south side of the island, is definitely something that's more suited for events or for all of the like different Golden Company focused spaces. So we have a lot of our industrial buildings there. We have a lot of like all of the storage and stuff like that. And in fact, underneath this giant structure here in the middle is also a lot, and I mean a lot, of storage. There's infinite amounts of storage underneath in the deep, dark depths of our area. And I'm not going to give away too much of what's down there, but it's a pretty cool little beer garden area. We have a lot of other spaces for like our tailors and all of that. And, you know, I've featured this a couple of times. We've done some expansion work here with our forges. We expanded how many large forges we have. I believe we're at, what is that, 8. So, yeah, we can almost do one completely full steel armor set craft every 2 hours with this. We're not firing on all cylinders right now because there's no need to. It's what I always tell everyone is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're not exquisitely pushing to have all of these things just kicking out all the time. People will burn out for sure with how grindy PAX Day is. But then we also have a couple of other spaces here. We've got people hard at work and getting some jobs done right here. I really like how all of this looks. It's a really cool little area with like a nice little tower and viewing of the entire city. Nice vantage point. But then lo and behold, we have the great forges of Gallia, and on top of it, our leatherworking. And then you'll notice these nice little prominent, we call them Paple Magnets. And the Paple Magnets are really fun. They typically signify areas of importance, and they're great places of reference for people. So this particular Paple Magnet is signifying our reliquary. So this is divided into 6 different areas for the 6 different particular types of relics that one can find in PAX Day currently. So then that's why we have 6 different lobes, I guess, for our reliquary. And you can kind of see the PAX Day emblem of the symbol of creation kind of taking on a motif of its own here as well. Dackard Kane, yes, I've seen Dackard in game, and which means I've seen you. And you hope we get new ways to store items soonish. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to free place the items as well, kind of in the world. Though, if I'm being completely real, I don't know if the Golden City can handle that. We have a lot of free placed items already, and we'll have to drink on that one. That is a difficult thing for some people to load into. Like really difficult. I mean, like people try and load in and they get destroyed. They get absolutely wrecked. Now, what I mean by that, by the way, I like they load in and then there's like a second loading screen on top of that. One of the things I hope Mainframe does is they just make the loading time longer and make it so you load the assets in rather than, just load in as quickly as possible, then load the assets in and then time out because your computer's hung up at 100,000% for your CPU usage and you can't load everything in quick enough. I'm fortunate. I happen to have one of the faster, crucial solid state drives, so I load in pretty quick, but even my load in times are paused. Put on pause. Don't remind me how grindy the game is. I'm working on tailoring and everything after 34 is slow. But Antler, at least with tailoring, you can level a lot of it up just by, the various refinings as opposed to actually having to craft something. I am level 30, almost level 33 in armor smithing. And in order to be able to get to level 33 in armor smithing, you either need to know or have other people know other people that are, or yourself be like in the high 30s for leatherworking and tailoring and blacksmithing, in addition to being a high level in armor smithing so that you can just do the armor smithing crafts. It's absolutely nuts, but also moderately enjoyable when you actually achieve another level. Even though it's not very engaging right now, it is definitely rewarding when you get that number high. And it is unfortunate that I'll have to do this grind multiple times in the next couple of months, but it gives you something to do, and it's fun to go out into the world and explore these things. I'm just lucky enough to have a route that I can collect and get a full inventory of cotton. Yeah, that is critical. Having those routes set up is really, really important. Lungazist. We are located on Donu RP, North America East. We're in Dolavan. Yeah, tailoring is one of the easier ones to level. I always feel dirty crafting things, just throwing them away, so it's nice refining to level up and is still useful to others. So here's my take on that, actually. Dapper, I do have a thought on this, and so my general thought and feeling on a lot of these is so when you are looking at it, I don't think you should be able to level up your tailoring just by refining. And what I mean by that is, armor smithing, I think, is kind of going to be emblematic of what the other armor crafts are going to kind of entail in the future. And that's that tailoring is probably going to have a weaving skill, just like armor smithing has a blacksmithing skill. And then likewise, leatherworking is probably going to have like a tanning or like a skinning skill in addition to leather working. So what that means is that us as players don't have to level up leather working in order to be able to craft the things that we need to for armor smithing. We just need to level up like weaving and tailoring. Or sorry, I'm mixing myself up. Weaving and tanning, not tailoring. And yes, we absolutely need decon tables or some way to repair or replace or salvage some of our gear. That would be amazing. Yeah, so I think there's a couple of components that we know are missing as well, Dapper Dak, that are critically important. First and foremost, the devs have mentioned that they are considering giving us the ability to up refine or down refine materials. In other words, iron. If you put enough iron together, you should be able to get pure iron or steel. That's something that exists in game. I think the same is going to apply for other things as well. Giving those things use, and not just use in just being able to refine them, right? But giving them use in the economy, things that'll always have a place. My honest take is that Jack of Plate is always going to have a place in the game. Now, this is a hot take. We have like 80 something players in the Golden Company, okay? I have a hard time putting them in gear past the wrought iron tier. Jack of Plate mostly, munitions plate most likely. But let me kind of put another aside on that, specifically for PvP. Because the cost and the time requirement in order to make that steel requirement, or even further along as they add things like high carbon or Damascus, which we know exist from previous iterations of the alphas, is it's only going to take more and more time. So yeah, you if you want to flex your muscles, and if you want to flex your muscles and show up to PvP with steel, that's great. But I mean, go and watch our PvP testing video we just came out with like a week ago. I mean, you could have the best armor in the game, and if you have two people hitting you and you're not like good at what you do, it's not going to help you. It's like, it might hurt you actually, because your decision making is going to be focused on trying to not lose the armor as opposed to trying to win the fight. So, for PvP, like with full loot and with knighthoods coming in and the potentiality for that to be full loot, I think you're going to see a lot less of players walking around just willy-nilly in their steel armor. I think actually players are going to have multiple different types of armor, and, walking around in Jack of Plate isn't going to be a bad thing. Walking around in Jack of Plate means you're being economic and you still have decent amount of gear. You can do most content in Jack of Plate. And at the end of the day, who really needs to have Jack of Plate? I mean, if you have a decent tank with consecrated ground, Rampage Rage, and like Irabene, they're going to hold aggro. You don't need armor really. And that's only going to be compounded fury. That's what it is. Thank you, Dapper Deck. You don't need everyone to be in iron armor after that, but then they're going to start adding in other features that increase the beneficiality of having lighter armor. We don't know what those are yet, but it is important to have those distinctions, and that's only going to compound it as well. After around 100 armor and some syrups, you're good for almost all content. Yeah. Well, until they add bosses to the game, right, Dilly? Once they add bosses to the game, it might be a completely different monster for lack of a better term, altogether. Or when you start going out into those outside regions. But yeah, for the time being, Jack of Plate and Syrup is all you really need to get through all of the dungeons, and a good group of friends, possibly a couple of spells. If you have Pacify, some heals to make it a little bit quicker, like Radiant Mend, until he is the final boss. But if you do have, those other things, then yeah, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. Delvey Larkin, I made it. I actually forgot about you streaming. I was busy upgrading my tables. Hopefully the table upgrades are going well. And by tables, do you mean spreadsheets? Because spreadsheets are a way to get me excited. I love spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are my favorite. Okay, so continuing on the south side of the island, let's get through this at some point. Stream does have to end at some point. This is our alchemy. So we call this Worm Island. One of our members is named Worm Skull, and before he joined, he built this giant building on the island, and then he joined, and we kept it because he already built it, and it would have been pretty rude to tell him to delete it. But it actually turned into a really nice little area here. This is probably one of the best ways for us to gather charcoal in the game. You can just make this circle route over and over and over again. There's no NPC spawns, no badgers, no nothing. You can just do this on repeat and go throw the wood into the charcoal and keep going. You can't actually finish this before the trees start respawning. So, yeah, I'm glad to catch you live, but I have to get back to work, so I will leave you up for a lurk. Thank you, Dapper Dak, and I hope your work goes well. I'll talk to you later. Kayla Wright, Loyos' Favor, Loyos' Blessing are my favorite spells for dungeons. The extra HP has made a huge difference. 100%. And if you can get even higher versions of it, Loyos' Favor, like 2 or 3, it's even better. 40 HP is nuts. And then if you couple that with high tier Consecrated Grounds, Consecrated Ground 4, I think, gives you 40 armor across the board and everything, plus like 1 HP per second. Like, it's some silly number, number. And it's so useful, so completely useful. So yeah, those are really good. Now on Worm Island, as we're calling it, we do have this really cool sculpture. This is done by Ambi, one of our members, and she is very passionate about dragons, though I would like to go on record that the heraldic symbol for the Golden Company is indeed a wolf. But how could you turn down a really awesome dragon sculpture like this? This is so cool. Or a wyvern. I mean, I don't even know what we call it, but it's so cool. The wing work, so cool. Everything about it, so cool. Now, continuing on, we do have the really awesome College of Alchemy, our alchemy tower located right here. And this is just an incredible work. I like how we integrated in all of this is on top of a rock structure here. And I like how we incorporated in the tree and just making this all fit together in a way that makes sense. But not only does it make sense, but it's all stuff that needs to be used by alchemy too. You have all the water gathering and all of that. Now here we do have a nice little basement for storage. And then up top, what is a alchemy college without all of the distilleries? This is a really cool area. Nice area for players participating in alchemy to call home. You know, it's really difficult to work in a place that looks ugly, so we try and make everything look really beautiful and well worked in and realistic too. It's no fun if it's not realistic, right? So then that, let's see here. Oh, we do have this really cool tower that's being worked on right now, and it's been the Torden is the one who is the Golden Company member who's making that. He's responsible for this really amazing tower back here as well. And just really good work all around, and just huge structures. Now over here is back to the north side of the island then, because we have concluded our tour of the south side of the island. Now we're gonna continue our way over to the north side of the island, and the north side is gonna have the Grand Galleon Bazaar, or whatever we're gonna call it, the Golden Bazaar, something like that. And the number of stalls that you see here right now isn't nearly as grand as it's going to be. You can envision this as being something where players are going to be, butting on the shoulders of each other as they go between stalls. We're really looking forward to when they actually add market stalls into the game, and we have a plan to make this area a place where other players from other groups can come and place their market stalls as well, and then have them protected under our own like plot, but they'll be able to get access to it and all of that, which is something that we've already tested. It's going to be really cool. Now we do have kind of like a little watchtower here, which is quite fun as well. I just really like how this is designed. Now, one thing that I have challenged all the builders is we need to build more buildings that are kind of closely knit together. And that is why we have kind of more of this economic housing that's going on here. But I really like how it seems close and tall, and we're going to continue that going for a while and keep it going. So we also have another great example of that over here, but this is more of a affluent area with some more patterns and fun things being done on the floor and all of that, kind of showing the more prominence of maybe this neighborhood. And then we have this amazing indoor community center here with an indoor garden for people to kind of hang out in. And then we also have a dance floor, because every community center needs a dance floor. And yes, we have danced on here. But you don't have a shanty area that I see. Not yet, but we do make shanty areas. It's one of the last things that we make because, well, shanties. But we will have an area like that. And over here we are making the bathhouse. I bet you can't guess what we're calling it. Then over here we have this is the Paple Magnet. Every Golden City has one. Golden City 1 through Golden City 4. Actually, Golden City 0 through Golden City 4 have all had Paple Magnets. And this one has some particularly cool emblematicity to it. You'll notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 different rings going around this pillar. And you can think of that as resembling the 9 redeemers that have existed throughout all of creation. And then at the very top with the, resembling Protanoia, as well as all of creation, the larger emblem around it, the divine, and that makes up the entirety of this Paple Magnet. People make pilgrimages to come and pray 9 times, once to each of the redeemers at this Paple Magnet. And it even has this really cool, these ring structures that are going around it are actually floating for the most part. One of our builders, Zito, had found a way to make this visual appearance, make it look like it's floating. And these rings really do look awesome and seem like they're truly being supported by nothing. And it is really cool to see that, how it looks. Now we are building kind of a river walk that goes all the way around the entirety of the island, though we did run into a little bit of a plot issue, so not sure if we're going to complete that, but we have a lot of really cool plans planned out for that. And then to kind of finish things off as well, you can see we have another wyvern statue here too. But then we have a kitchen name pending. It's probably either going to be Regal Badger, Prancing Paxian, or there's a couple of others that have not yet been voted on. Yes, I can, Dark Titian. I will show this real quick and then we'll head over there. So then right here, we do have all of our storage for various food. Now, one of the things that I thought was kind of ingenious here is, you know, all of our crafting disciplines, they need, when people are out gathering, they need a way to deposit these things without really like having to know what a Golden Corral Master Psyche. But this area right here was something that it was a level of ingenuity that we hadn't thought of yet, and we kind of came up with it early on, and we've integrated it into a lot of our buildings. But this is actually the drop box for our kitchen. So when other players are coming by and they're dropping stuff off, all they have to do is drop it off right there. I like Gilded Trough. That is actually hilarious too. Super funny, Golden Trough. I might have to add that. Okay, so then we'll go down first. So here is our brewery. You can see there's lots of barrels down here, fermenters and the like, for all of our brewers to get to work on. And then we also have an upstairs, which an incredible tavern design here. I really love all of the interior decoration that's gone into this and how open it feels. It is so cool. And obviously we have our bars and all of that here too. Such a cool little area. Private dining room right here as well. Just lots of open space and things that just feel like they belong. I really, really like how all of that looks. And I believe we also have a private residence up here. No, just a balcony. Just a balcony. But either way, cool as is. So that is the current state of the Golden City. We also have, this is a work in progress. And I believe it is something to the degree of, if you want to test your faith in the divine, you must walk over the coals. We're still working out the lore on that one, but we're going to find it out. So don't worry. It still looked cool. So we kind of went with it. Now, let's see, Dark Titian, you were asking about the teardrop structure. So this is actually Olympus. I don't know if they're the same Olympus as, Asmon's Olympus, but, they have successfully built and spent a lot of plots to do so. But this is their actual main area here. And yeah, awesome. Built like a nice little hammer emblem thing right there. And they built a huge bridge leading all the way to the Golden Isle. Like a really cool like water castle as well. Super cool what they made. Here is the teardrop structure. So I'll start in the center here. So the way that they did it is they started with the lowest elevation gain angle. And then from that, they do, I believe it's 3 ticks to the left on the next highest one. And then 3 ticks to the left on the next highest one. And then they go down. In fact, I think it's the same height one twice or 3 times even. And then they use the lower tier one, and then they just go straight to the center. It's probably the most wild collection of structures you've seen to date. Yeah, let's just put it this way. If you're someone who wants to show off and flex on what building is, I think showing up near the Golden City is the best way to show off. There are so many awesome structures here, and like this is the Golden City, right? You know, but Dolavan might be one of the like architectural meccas of all of PAX Day. And that's not to say that there's not really cool creations outside of Dolavan. It's not that at all. It's that there's so many condensed builds in all of this that it's just incredible how much talent is all condensed into one zone. So this is the Merchant Company's build. And they have this really awesome trade hub build going here with just really nice details going all across. Now let's zoom out here. And now this is Olympus. You tell me if this looks like the Starforge symbol. It might be. I haven't seen Asmongold walking around though. Then we have a couple of really cool castles that are built, and that's actually, I guess, what we can show. We got a couple, you know, left and right. But then over here we have the Verdarian Order, and they've done a really great job building some cool stuff and nice little quaint medieval village. They've done a great job at making things look as medieval accurate as they can, with some pretty creative structures as well. I really like what they've done. Their keep is really cool as well. A lot of it's kind of still work in progress, as you can see, but I'll just take a little peek inside here. And you can see this is their grand hall, which is really cool. All of the chandeliers, just a wide open space going in between. And it's just incredible. Incredible the amount of distance they were able to get between as well. So goes to show the distance that you can travel with the center here if you just build the right structures. That's all it takes. Dark Titian, you're talking about the teardrop again? Let's go take a look at it. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so they built it off of what looks to be the... Let me turn down my sensitivity here. Yeah, so they built it off of the smaller version of the Founder's wood structure thing. And then they pivoted it around what looks to be some central location in here. Wish I could see underneath it for you. It's connecting all down here. Yeah. So you can kind of see it all connected down below. So they all connected it down at one singular point, probably like a post or something like that. Do you / will you have a tour like this on your YouTube? Yes, so this is live stream on YouTube as well. So this exact tour is going to show up on YouTube. But I'm going to, once it's more complete, like we're not anywhere close to being finished, we will give kind of like a final tour once we get to the wipe. And it'll be a full comprehensive tour. It's probably going to be like an hour to 2 hours long of just me talking about all the individual pieces. And that'll be just as much something for the Golden Company to go back and reference for future builds as it is to kind of, you know, show to the community and all of that. So let's continue looking over here. So we passed over the Viridian Order right here, and this is just like the immediate area. But then right here we have Cortes Silva, which built this incredible bridge that's been very, very useful, but like a bridge city, which has been really, really cool. And then I believe it's a tavern called The Climb. Really, really cool little build here. And really enjoy this whole tavern and how it kind of fits into the side of the mountain. And we also have this really, really cool build here from, I believe they're something cats. Doja cats? I don't know. But what I really like about this is just how cool these towers look. And the texturing that's done on all of them is super, super well done. I don't know how functional they are necessarily, but incredibly cool looking and just fits the bill. Just really fits the bill. And then you have off in the background the Verdarian Order, and then even further behind that, look at that. Look at that golden city just sitting off in the distance there. Wow. Wow. Most I've built is my tailor's hut and the main tailor's building at the main build. Not used to the build system yet, but as a Valheim builder, it shouldn't take long to learn how to abuse it. Speaking of abusing the building system, maybe not the best place to pause. Let's get to using. Let's get to using. Let's whip out a hammer here and get to work. Maybe. Gotta pick up some materials. Some materials that I know where they were placed at. I know they're placed somewhere. They can't be hidden from me for long. So we're going to be working on the cathedral. And it's a very big project. Here we go. Let's grab some wood. We're going to try and do one of these. I'm going to show it to you all because it is a pretty cool little concept. And I think people will enjoy it. Man, my nose is itching like crazy. Oh, yeah. Let's move these down here. Put those right there. And grab the rest of this as wood. If you can hear this music, it was something that I made when PAX Day had a connection issue. All right. We're going up. Do, 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 do. There we go. What am I doing? There we go. Whoops. A lot of skeletoning the build. Gotta build so many places to stand up on here as well. Gets a little nuts. Gets a little nuts. All right. Let's get this going over here. Perfect. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Oh no. Still missing something. So what we're going to build is another one of these. Keep the pattern going. It's quite the entertaining pattern, if I do say so myself. I've made it so many times now. It's like second nature. Let's see, do I have... No, I have to go down here. So one of the things I do like is that when we're building, we also make things look like they're construction areas. It's a really fun kind of flavor to add that I feel like is a lost art, but it makes it feel more lived in. So even though the build's not finished yet, people understand that it's a work in progress, and it looks like it is something that's being worked on. Timeless. What up, Timeless? I do need to do something really quick over here. There we go. There. Much better. All right, so let's get to showing this pattern off and how it works. For some of you astute builders, you probably already identified the trick that's being used here. But I will show the trick off nonetheless. So if you're lost, have no fear. You are in the right place. Just stay tuned a bit here and we'll get you all that you need to know. Now you might be asking, Eltari, why the heck are you placing two of these? I wish I could tell you. I really do. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the way that these pillars are facing, they don't actually count as like the right like basement to hold the actual like structure, plank, wood things. So you have to put two of them in order for it to count correctly. But it doesn't have any effect, negative effect on the structural integrity. So I don't mind. And it doesn't look all together. Like you can't really tell. So you can't tell. No harm, no foul, as they say. Marcus, hello. Thanks for dropping by. Glad that you could. We will be doing this all the time. And by all the time, I mean every Monday from now till whenever it's not Monday anymore. But yeah, I wanted to build kind of like a nexus for people to gather around and be a part of the community together, because I think we have a really cool community, and but we're all focused around the videos, and I think having kind of a live place for people to gather around will be a good thing and people will enjoy. So what I am doing here is I'm building the roofing section here, and in order to do that, I am wondering why that's already a weird... It'll be fine. And then I'm building kind of the framework, and then we're going to fill it in. But the frame is kind of the hardest part here. There we go. And then the last one, this is the one that you find out whether or not you actually did it right. You did. Now, this particular format, you need to be 5 single foundations wide. That's 5. 5, 5, 5. You have to be 5. Can't be 6. Maybe you can get away with 7, but you're going to have to increase the like distance between things. which might be a little bit more difficult. So I stuck with the 5, and we have a couple of strategies for this build that we're going to be working on. Sapishp, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Now, what I'm doing to make this easier is all the same sides I'm doing at once because it's easier and it sticks. You like it when it's easier and it sticks. Oh, this is interesting. Let's take a look. Spacing problem. We have a spacing problem. So this is why you don't want it that way. So the distance between is perfectly fine, but we need to be one more space across. So I'm going to take a look here really quick and see what's going on. It's probably better to show everyone as well what it looks like from the bottom. Let's see here. Guys, gonna need a good streamer presence for confident building tutorials. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of misunderstandings with current builds as well and how they work. Okay, so as you can see, we need 5, and right here it is 4. Sad face. So then let's come down here. Make a quick little deposit in the bank. Because Humpty Dumpty about to fall down. Are we touching? Nope. Oh no, it's gonna fall. Poofta. All right. So as you can see here, there's one foundation plus 2 smaller foundations right here. I'll show you the spacing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between. And that's where it needs to be. And this one. Now you might be asking what these things are right here. And what they are is staircases. And in one of the video tutorials that we're going to be showing, I'll be giving you a great explanation as to why. But if you want an abridged version, that is solid green. Look how far down that goes. It's huge. A huge difference than if I was to come here and place maybe like this. Still not the same height. Also elevated. Now in game, there actually used to be a tall foundation piece that was this high, but for some odd reason they took it away. I don't know why. But if you want a great trick, because you like using building height, Look at that. It's not even that it saves you time. This foundation now assumes the same characteristic as this one down here, because over half of it is already green. Over half of this structure is already green. And therefore, it's counting as though it's just a continuation of that structure. That's where the magic comes in. So you can make it cost, double, more than double actually. It cost you, the 16 and 6 plus the 20 and 10 to make, but you just made a flat foundation that is significantly higher. Now, couple that with a small foundation that's now going on top of it, and now you can build a duper tall. And that's what we are here to do. Okay. There we go. So then for this, we're going tall, baby. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to redo this final wall here, and that makes me really sad. So let's just do a little case study here. 1, 2, 3 versus this should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Such a bummer. But maybe we can get away with it. Maybe we can get away with it. Let's see what it looks like. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 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 Look at that. The right height? Yes, it is. That plus that. Nope. Did I do that wrong? No. Looks great. Let's check and make sure that we're looking lined up here. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so that should be good on that side. Let's check on this side. Oops. There we go. Thank you, game. I appreciate it. So the design language that I was trying to aim for with this is just like when you walk in, you should feel like it's weighing on you. Weighing you down. Like just powerful. I wish the underneath, if the stairs had snap points for walls. They don't have snap points for walls. Oh, you're talking about the bottoms? Well, they kind of do if you do it this way. Because right here with the stone foundation, it does have a snap point, and then you can just drag it down. And it has basically the same snaps. My structure, a giant stairwell going up. Cliff face is used. I use stair blocks placed backwards for a majority of the cliff's height. Interesting. Problem is, there's this lip on the bottom of the stairs base that juts out if you place a standard foundation under it. So you have to freeform line up a regular foundation. Yeah. I'm thinking the next stone we get will have a higher integrity base. I agree. Or it'll just look cooler. If you're looking for a cool way to do stairs, by the way, you might not be able to see them all together too well right here. But this staircase will get you pretty dang tall. This is freestanding, by the way. It's not touching any walls or anything like that to cheat. Straight up and down. You will die if you fall in the wrong direction. Not recommended. All right, so needle pulling thread. Let's get this going the right way here. Look at that. Now we should be in the business. Let's check and confirm. Check and confirm. If anyone is wondering what song is playing right now, that is a hymn to Armazel. It's called Armazel's Folly. If you're wondering what Armazel's Folly means, we're going to have a lore video coming out here very, very soon. Within the week. And it's going to be explaining everything you need to know about PAX Day lore from start to finish. It will be the most integral guide that you could ever wish for. Now, looks like everything is in alignment, which is great. We like alignment. Let's get these bad boys put together now. So like I said, we're just making skeletons of what is needed. Yep. Double yep. Look at that. Perfect. Oops. There's that. Excuse me. All right, so now we have a connection. A connection is important. It's important to have in relationships, in building, everything in between. We're gonna slap that right there and then connect the dot. Look at that, perfect. Now we go 2 across. Let me go 2 across. Now, you do have to be able to eyeball some things here, but not get too offended when things don't perfectly fall in sync with each other. If you do, you're going to go crazy. You're not going to like building anymore. You're going to hate Altari for telling you to build like this. But Fortunately, the way Pax Day's system works is if you have mesh collision, it's going to count regardless, which is awesome. So let's see here. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything on the chat. Get a little carried away here. Okay, so next up, we're going to fan. This is probably one of the most fun parts of the build. Very therapeutic. And the game, I can do it so fast now, the game has to catch up. Like that. Now we reorientate with the next style. Now this one, you go back and forth. So it's 3 per. Did I place a double? I did. Sometimes it's easy to get carried away. On the last one, you kind of just fan it back out. First person in building would definitely be very useful. You will notice that I am using a couple of tricks here. Observe. First person. So I build this way intentionally, so it forces my perspective into first person. It gives me a lot more control over what I'm trying to do. Ryan Powell, sorry. This stream so far has been highly edifying for my edifices. And also, Altari, I am holding you responsible when I spend my time off in between shifts rehousing all of my inventory so I can rebuild. You're welcome. But thank you. These have been some amazing tips. Yeah, we're going to try and summarize all of these tips. We're like writing, I think is the appropriate term, a whole guide on building. But in the meantime, this Cathedral tutorial / inspiration series is what we're kind of going to be basing off of for like initial talks on that. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe on YouTube because you're gonna get updates that way. Highly worth. And that applies for everyone over on Twitch too. All right, let's see here. So you can see kind of the methodology here. We're using the radial direction to kind of cover for everything that we need. And then we're just expanding on that every single time by going 3. And if you just do that over and over and over again, it's going to look really cool and like a solid block. It's also going to consume 1 forest's worth of trees. Like so. Might be wondering, how about that part at the top? Have no fear. We plan for everything. Everything. We're missing one. There we go. Much better. That's as good as some of my Valheim tricks. Thanks. It's definitely tricky. But it allows for some real shaping. And what I hope Mainframe does is I hope they read exactly all of the reviews that I give and that they add stone versions of these support beams. JC, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. You are incredible, and you didn't have to do that, but thank you anyways. You are incredible and a great member of this community. And this is the part where we just call it like placing ASMR, because that's all that this is. Just repetitive clicking and placing. Click and place, click and place, click and place. The most riveting content you can find on PAX Day. But have no fear. Next week's stream, we will either be doing a dungeon run or we'll be doing PvP practice. It'll be one or the other. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Can't believe I'm saying this. I hope they force chimneys in buildings with stations that produce smoke. 100% agree. And I think we've seen chimneys exist previously. So I have no doubt that we'll probably see them again. Mother, father. That's what we wanted. Marcus, thank you. Took a lot of exploring. Not gonna lie. But once we found the pattern, I couldn't get rid of it. I was stuck. My brain was locked. No other pattern existed. It was impossible for me to make anything other than these. I don't even know what to call them. This flower-like pattern locked in my brain. Never to escape again. Never to build anything different. Only to build these patterns over and over again. Over and over he placed them. Never tiring, never ceasing, never complaining. Just placing. Over and over and over until he ran out. Am I still good on wood for building? Yeah, Tainalair placed a lot for me to build. Chew Pickle Chew, hello and welcome. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Also amazing name. Let's see, what more damage can we do to this wood supply here? This is what I was talking about when I say like, oh, I really like how we utilize the wood and make it look like a construction site. You know, this is a place where we're putting all the wood. So of course there's going to be a giant wood pile here, right? Right? Fans. Yes, that is indeed what we're making. We are crafting our own fans, damn it. That is what we're here for. We should have enough to finish this part at least, which will be great, because it's coming along pretty well. Oh, heck no. Hold up. Where you come from? That ain't right. What about you too? Okay. That suffices. Did I? Okay, yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I missed something over here. I just don't remember where. Womp. Womp. That, and that. Fanning. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. It's like if you have 3 fingers, you can pretty much do this. No problem. Because if you can count to 3, that's all you need to do. Honestly, you don't even need 3 fingers. There's I want to come out with a little bit of a camera tutorial showing people how to make really cool screenshots. And one of the components that goes into that is the controller support. You all know that you could be playing PAX Day with a controller right now? Now, does it work well? Most likely not, but you can. And there's some important camera controls that come with controllers that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get. Yeah, you have to put in a lot of work on the mapping side. If you can, then you're good. Perfect. And that's how you do that. That's all I have to say about that. You can tell I'm thinking when I get instantaneously quiet. It uses all the mental acuity I have. Especially still recovering from a cold. Goodness. Brutal. Brutality. Consider it filled in. I even have an extra radio dial that overlays the game. It's where I put my spells. That's really cool. You should send me a screenshot of that. I'd be really interested to see what that looks like. Which, that reminds me, if you haven't done so already, you should totally check out the Professional Gamer Discord. It is our official Discord for this community. And you can find it in the description of our Twitch channel. I think it's also located on our channel page for YouTube as well. So definitely come check us out. We're on there all the time, hanging out, talking to people, chatting about random stuff related to PAX Day. You're more than welcome to come and join us. And really, this is what it's about right here, y'all. At the end of a long pattern, you're like, man, is this ever going to end? And then you sit there and you look at it. And you're like, holy crap, this looks so cool. Every single time, it gets me. And that's how you do it. That is how you do it. Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Use one. Just not good for casting spells, Marcus? Yeah, it's... I mean, I think I've seen a couple of people with it even able to get it onto like a Steam Deck. Though difficult. I think it does work. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to have to replace our hammer here really shortly. Let's see what it looks like. We're probably running out of wood here too. And then we got some. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here's a question. What are we looking like right here? 1, 2, 3, 4. No way. Unless we did 1, 2, 3. Huh. I think I have a different plan for that stuff anyways. Woo! Look at that. Hammer, meet ground. New hammer, meet my pocket. My wonderful pocket. Wonderful, wonderful pocket. All right, let's see. How are we doing on time? We'll go a little over and we'll seal these two things up here and then we'll move on from that. All right. Back to building. Back to building a nice, awesome stair. Okay. So this part here, we're just creative with some more free placing. There's nothing too special. So basically you come in here and there's going to be a vertical like that. And then you're just going to free place on top and try and find that middle location as mid as you can. And you're just going to line it up and hope that it fits. Like thusly. Then you jump up, you pray to God you don't fall. Then you come right down here and you do the same exact thing again. The important thing here is just that you're lining things up. Let's go, Lily Lulian. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Hopefully you're having a great night, morning, day. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So sealing this is actually really, really easy. As long as you don't fall down, which I must add, I am truly surprised I have not done that yet. But you just come right here, you place across. Super easy. Just want to make sure that you're keeping it nice and lined up. For anyone wondering, I'm holding down shift for free place. That's how I'm placing these so close together. And you just kind of line these puppies up like thusly. And then we'll do the other side too, just for symmetry in case we run out of wood or something, which is entirely possible in this current situation. go across here. Mana, what's up? How are you doing? Thank you for the resub. I appreciate it. 4-month streak, baby. Hope you're having a great day, night. Pretty sure you're at work. Hopefully work's going well. Yeah, that looks good enough. Thank you. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate it. Let's see here. This one might be too close. Oh, no, we're good. Look at that. So then this part's super fun because you just get to go like blasting across. Dial it in connected. Oops. Not at work tonight, but always on the clock for freelance work. Just vibing. About to do some dailies, then find some trouble to get into. Hell. All right. Last little fill in right here. Connected. Oh, oh, come on. There we go. Oh. There we go. Look at that. Smooth. Very smooth, well connected. So I like this texture. Like, it's why I'm not using the like fine wood equivalent. Because I actually like how this texture looks and what is that? Looks and feels. What is that? Oh my goodness, there was a missed spot. Who built that piece? Fire that man. It's looking good, y'all. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good. Amphitheater. Yes, we've had many performances there. Many, many performances, Lily. It's been really great, actually, having that. We're going to have a couple more. Hopefully before the next wipe. Dirty Honey. Yes. Yes. It is the Cathedral. Your library feels bad now. I don't feel bad. Use this as inspiration. Feel inspired. We have a reliquary, Mana. We have a reliquary. But yeah, this is the Cathedral. Do I have the... Yeah. Okay, so let me demo kind of my thoughts here. So, you know, I like the pillars. I like how they feel, but I wanted to make something a little bit more, like, connected. So, let's see if this works. So, I need to go... Oops. There. Like that. Then we go like this. And then we do... Then I might have needed to go out one more. Let's see. Yep, I did. Whoops. One in. One in. One in. One in. There we go. So that should be 2 away. We come here. And we blast these suckers away. And then we should be able to go right there. You sucker. You frickin' sucker. Okay, so then what if we try... I didn't want that. Okay, we're gonna do another mechanism here of attack. Let's try again. Let's try it. So if you can't tell what I'm doing, I'm trying. Did that do it? Let's see. I think that might have done it. No! All right. I wanted to do it geometrically, but we're just going to have to freehand it. And that sometimes in life, you just got to freehand. Okay? We do have to be a little careful here because reasons. So effectively what I'm trying to do, for anyone who's wondering, I'm trying to fill a hole. That's all I'm ever trying to do. Just get this nice little thing filled up. How does that look? I don't know about this one. Oh, Dirty, you're here for the honey. Is that actually honey? If it is, welcome. If it's not, welcome anyways. But yeah, stone setting was great. Reliquary does bring you many hours of joy and things to do, but I won't feel complete until my sanctuary of knowledge via tomes is complete. It's true. I need a library as well. I really wish that we would get one sooner rather than later, that is. Our town team built a little church, but from the inside, it's a perfect little, but wow. Yeah. Gotta recruit more night owls for adventures at night. Yeah, well, Mana, we did have some night owls, and those night owls got bored. We had like 6 night owls, 7 night owls. We'll get more, don't worry. Bigger foundations have more stability than smaller. They have the same. So the higher you can go with either the small foundation or the large foundation is going to get you, or even the stairs for that matter, is going to get you what you need. I'm not bought on this, y'all. Does that look right? Does this look right? Looks a little off. It doesn't look right. I'm trying to make the Saturday events, but so many things to do at such early times on the day. Not just Golden City things, but everyone picks Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, I think we might try and do like multiple things on Saturdays. I personally can't, like, I as much as I would like to, I can't commit both Saturday mornings and Saturday nights. But I'm thinking that we'll do like a late night thing on Saturdays and a early morning thing on Saturdays, because I'll at least most likely be able to get to those. Bookshelves with amazing builds to house them are some of the things that you're most pumped for. Yeah. Same. All right. I don't know if I'm sold on that. I'm going to let it sit there and think about it for a while. That's what I'm going to do. Might as well complete this other portion right here. Might have enough wood to do so as well. There. So this one gets a little bit messier because we're going in a straight line and we're not curving. But if you do it right, oops, it should work really well. Now, I think it also is important for me to mention that this particular build is going to have a roof. We're going to try and put an actual roof over it. So this is merely so that the inside looks cool, and it's not actually designed to look like this on the outside, but who knows? If it looks really cool when it's all said and done, maybe we keep it for the actual roof as well. So the important thing here is just that you're finding that straightness for the actual like build. Like for example, that not gonna fly. That will fly. Ta-da! Okay, so now we need to replicate that. Starting on the bottom right over here. Ooh. Okay, we might not get all together too far on this one. But I can at least show the start of it, right? There. First one's always the easy one to start off. Then it gets a little crazy the further you go. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a case study for mainframe at the end of all this. And we can place a couple more. That's where it gets crazy. And place 2 more. And there we go. That's all we can build for tonight, folks. Any info yet on what effect weather will have? I figured it might affect unroofed stuff. So they mentioned that they're adding weather to the game. They also mentioned that there's going to be a comfort system in the game. That comfort system, I think, at least in the interviews that I had with the devs, it sounded to me more like it was a system that was more extrapolating the types of things that you had around you and then allowing you to like craft better things. So if you make a blacksmithy look like a blacksmithy by placing blacksmithing props around in a specific area, the game is going to detect that and give you like a higher like Valheim comfort rating. And the higher that rating is, the better effect it has on your gear, or maybe you can craft better stuff that way, or something like that. That's a system that they're thinking of implementing in the future. Now, I don't know if they're going to add like a resting buff or something like that, but they definitely are going to add, I mean, as long as they still have it in the plans, like they mentioned, they're going to have a comfort-like system for crafting and all of that. And I think that's really cool because, I mean, as it stands, a lot of these places have looks and feels of blacksmithies and of different things. I think there's also places that exist in the world that just have a bunch of random stations just scattered across the land, and that's not always the best, right? Because it doesn't look real. But then you have places like even this, like let's look here. This is the Great Forge, right? And here's our workstations. Here's the actual, the actual forge right here. And then down below we have all of the forges and kilns and all of that. But, it doesn't, like this kind of looks like a forge, but like up here, it doesn't feel like it. Like there's no water or oil barrels to like douse and, cool your blades as you're forging with them and all of that stuff. So I think, this could even look more like a blacksmithy. And you should get benefits and actual like real things for having it look real like that. I think that's really important. Miss Penny, hello. A Luminaire. I haven't seen a Luminaire for a while. Hopefully y'all are doing well. Looking at all of your lore, delving into the deepest and darkest bits of knowledge and shining light on it to better understand creation as we know it. Yeah, then you'll actually start building more than tables and chests. Exactly, Mana. Far up north, and yes. Yeah, you all are up around here, yeah. Magic Gear has some pretty great descriptions. Some pretty nice descriptions. This one's looking like a good one right here, Mana. Not gonna lie. Butler's Coif, infused with the sigil of the Lord of Glory. This piece has an air of pretentiousness around it. Who do you think the Lord of Glory is? Billifor? Is Billifor the Lord of Glory? You also got another one. What was it? It was... No. There we go. Ira the Archduchess. Let's go. Gonna come down and visit Dead Center North. So that's Dead Center North. Over here. Coming down. Or are you all the way up in Ancien? That'd be a long travel. That would be justifiable. As a solid one, I'm looking for the Cap of Gaping Wounds again, though. That extra good single target heal and chainmail. Yep. Boom. Here, look at me. I can read maps. All right. Well, I think I have all but exhausted the building plans that I had for the day. I consumed all but 2 of the wood that was stockpiled for that. We gave a tour of the city and everything within it. I hope everyone thoroughly enjoyed all of that, and we will be back. So for the time being, we're trying out every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find the normal schedule located in the Professional Gamer Discord, which is a great place to begin if you are interested in all things professional gamer. If you want to be a professional, just like we are, that's the place to start, if I'm being honest. That is the place to start. Now, other than that, every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when we're going to be streaming. We might stream occasionally every other time, but guaranteed Mondays as of right now. We might expand that schedule as we get a little bit more comfortable with the new way of things. Maybe add in like a Saturday stream or something like that, so that people just have a place to congregate as a community and bond together. I think we have one of the better PAX Day communities on like the community space around PAX Day. And I wanted to create a space where we could actually all gather in the same place and talk and hang out and do all of that stuff other than just the comment section or the Professional Gamer Discord. So if you haven't done so already, do go check out the Professional Gamer Discord, and that link is located right here. So feel free to join it, and we'll see you over there. We'll be back at it again next week. We have a couple of videos hopefully coming out this week. I know I promised a couple last week. I got sick, so that got kind of pushed back. I do apologize for that, but we're going to be coming out with a comprehensive Ultimate Lore guide. It's going to be incredible. A lot of work's going into it. It's going to give you everything you need to know to get started with all of the lore in PAX Day. Then we're going to come out with a follow-up video, which is a detailed Ultimate Guide. Ultimate Guide, detailed Ultimate Guide. Well, one's going to be a starter, a primer for PAX Day lore, and then the second one is going to be the Ultimate Guide, talking about everything that we know about PAX Day up until this point. It is not an algorithm feeder. None of our videos are, but it is going to be like probably like 40 minutes of me talking about PAX Day lore extensively. It's going to be quite fun. I like the lore in PAX Day. It's really, really fun to talk about and inform other people on. So we're going to have a primer so you don't get, totally just overloaded with lore. And then we're going to have another one that's going to be a lot longer. We're still working on a couple of videos as well. Dungeon guides, master dungeon guides. We're going to be starting with one up in Ancien, just to the west of Gravas, and that is going to be where we're starting. There's some lore that already goes into that one, which is going to be great. And it's going to have everything from locations, like where to find the different bosses and, I'm sorry, Mana, I said bosses, elite mobs. I'm still fixing that one. It's where you find all the elite mobs and all of the different loot locations, as well as talking about the lore that's in there, all the bosses that exist and why they exist. So that's going to be really, really fun to, hey, I fixed it. I caught myself, Mana. But that's going to be a really fun one to talk about. We also have a couple more farming videos. If you're looking on where to find the Prying Soul Leash, we have that location. We're going to be showing that in the next couple of days, if not next week. We have so many videos just planned. It's really fun. It's a great time to be a content creator for PAX Day because there's just so much stuff to talk about and so many things to do. For all those people out there who are like, man, there's just no content left in PAX Day, there really is. You just have to be out there looking for it. All the dungeons have different things that, there's things that we're still discovering. The Golden City, when we go on our dungeon runs, our goal is to do a complete tour of all of the dungeons in PAX Day right now. I'm going to do a complete tour. And every time we go, there's still more things that we're discovering, and it is truly cool. I can't wait for the updates that are coming out. Mainframe's getting back from their mandatory European vacations. I know they've been staggering, but they're going to be here. So I have a feeling that in the next month and a half, at most 2 months, we're going to be getting a content drop. Maybe I'll be able to convince them to come on the channel and talk about it at some point in time. We are a smaller community. I know there's some larger communities out there that have been a lot more active in just regurgitating content nonstop, but we post a moderate amount and decent quality of content as well. So yeah, I would love to do another dev interview, and I'm waiting for him to get back before I extend any offers to do so for them, because they were so great. I love talking to Pater and Solka, and it would be really fun. But either way, yeah, those vacations are nuts. I wish we did that in the States. At the same time, though, I don't wish we did that in the States, because then I feel like you wouldn't be able to take vacation time like at any other point. But we just work ourselves to the bone in the States, so whatever. No content creator has more in-depth knowledge of PAX Day than you at this point. There are a few, I'd say, that can even compete. Well, thank you, Mana. Most of that knowledge is acquired through people like yourself. So if anyone, I have to thank you for that. But with that being said, and at the risk of just dragging this stream on for more and more and more and more, I hope all of you have a great rest of your night, day, morning, evening, afternoon, lunchtime, whatever it is, wherever you are watching and having fun. I'll see you next stream or in the next video, and I hope you have a great rest of your days. But until then, I'm Altari, the Professional Gamer. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!